Ok, buonasera a tutti. Ciao ragazzi. Hi everybody. Ciao da Marco Fantone. Hi everybody from Marco Fantone. So there are some people, non-Italian people, so I will speak in Italian and English. Welcome into my studio. This is the new name of my studio is Phantom. Phantom is my new program with some interviews with some famous people in Italy that regards the music, guitarist, music producer, and so on. So, welcome everybody. Ciao a tutti ragazzi. I will speak Italian and English, depends of the question, but don't afraid, put your question in English or and I will answer in English. I also will translate the Italian question to the English. Per gli italiani, quindi mettete pure le domande in italiano, cercherò di rispondervi sia in italiano che in inglese. Molto bene, mi metto gli occhiali. I will put my glasses because my eyes, I'm old and my eyes are a little bit weak. Ok, benvenuti a tutti. Andrea, ciao. Ok. Oh, there are already 62 people. I'm really happy of this. Welcome to FM3. Benvenuto a FM3 per chi perché ha ricevuto il nuovo sistema. Welcome to FM3, especially for the new owners of this product. Ok, I check how many people, verifico quante persone. C'è Andrea che è sempre presente, Vincenzo, ciao Vincenzo. Vedo che ci sono pochi sicuramente gli Juventini non ci sono. Ok, there is a joke because in Italy there is the final game of Juventus versus Napoli. It is the final of Italian Championship. So unfortunately, the fan of Juventus and Naples will be not here. Sorry for this. I didn't know. I don't follow the football in Italy, and I didn't take care about this. Sorry. Okay. Molto bene, allora cominciamo con le domande. Allora ti chiedo se dopo puoi fare l'esempio di collegare l'FM3 verso USB. Ok, well, before to start with the questions, I want to tell you some really important information. Allora, prima di partire con la presentazione, ragazzi, voglio darvi delle importanti informazioni riguardo cosa serve per partire con FM3. Se parlo sempre inglese, gli italiani mi capiscono, tanto io cerco di parlare lentamente, il mio inglese non è perfetto, quindi mi risparmiate una doppia traduzione, ecco, quindi se c'è qualcuno che ha problemi eventualmente me lo faccia sapere. So before to start, I would like to tell you some very important information regarding Fractal FM3. So I'm happy for the new owners, of course. And first of all, I wanted to start to give you some important web links, starting from the G66, and also I have to thank G66 for the help and for all the support that G66 gives to me. Ok, vedo parlo inglese, io capisco l'inglese, vai tra. Ok, so also the Italian people can understand English, so it is perfect. So maybe I can speak only English. It's perfect to me. Thank you very much. Grazie ragazzi, molto gentile. Se avete problemi, posso tradurre in veneziano, potrei tradurre anche in veneziano. Forse qualcosa di napoletano, ma non tantissimo. Ok. Very good. So, starting from the G66 website, g66.eu, and this is a really important website because you can find, first of all, the home page where you can find also all information regarding videos, my videos. In this case, you can see the actual videos, the Welcome FM3 live stream tonight. Okay. There are also the video of the preset of the week. Every week I make a new free preset. The preset is based on the factory preset. The preset you can find on FM3, but I make some modification. I use different IR, so I modify the preset based on my taste, and so you can download. You can check the preset with the video, and also you can download directly to the G66 web page. Okay, so you can have some information regarding the FM3 amp modular FX processor, some videos, so the Fractal Italian Jam, for in example, the audio contest that we made, some very important artist presets from famous artists like Steve Stevens preset or Pete Turner presets, and also there is my Fractal School. Fractal School is a training that I did in a Facebook group. Is in Italian at the moment. Maybe I will think to make in English for non-Italian people. Okay. Okay. So there are some important tutorials. This is really important because you can find tutorial from Mark Day, our really good friend from USA, Fractal Automation, Fractal Audio System USA. My tutorial, Bern Kiltz, Nicolas Desmarest, Leon Todd, Cooper Carter. So you can find all information you want. But I wanted to highlight. If you press, okay, you can change the language, of course, in English. There are several languages available. And if you select the products and go to the FM3 product, okay, there are some information regarding FM3, but very important, the overview, of course, where you can find all information about FM3, the videos, but also very important, the download. In the download section, you can find the firmware and presets and other important documentation. Firmware is the last released firmware, not beta version, but the official firmware that you can find that is released from Fractal audio system, and also the factory preset. For in example, this upgrade, the 1.04, is the last was released last week, I think, and is released with the firmware and also the factory presets, because they rebuild all the factory preset to fit exactly the new firmware. This is really important to optimize the use of your units. So pay attention always to this page, because when new firmware will be realized, you can find the new firmware and maybe some factory preset here. Okay. Another important information is, this is the main important information, is the manual. You can find the manual about the unit, the owner's manual. The block guides is very important, that explain all the blocks are inside the FM3. So with description and how to use and the parameters and so on. The foot switch function guide, this is important to understand how to work with the foot switch. The Fractal bot manual, so it is a very important manual to upgrade and to make the backup of your unit. So we will see later on the Fractal bot utility is a small software, but is really important software. Okay, so there is also Diego Pezzati that helps me to answer in Italian. So Diego, perfect. So we can work together to make this presentation, and so you can help me to answer in Italian. You find the drives for Windows, only for Windows, because the people who has Mac OS doesn't need any drives. You plug the USB cable, and you find immediately the Fractal unit. I can show you in the general settings, the sounds. As you can see, you can find FM3 unit, nothing else. If you select, you can use it immediately without any problem. For Windows, you need to download and install the drives. Fractal Bot, it is a really important software that you have to use, absolutely, because it let you to update the system, and also very important things, you have to make the backup of the system. Backup is mandatory, and you have to know how to do this functionality. Otherwise, you lose everything of your works in the FM3. So there is a version for OS X and for Windows, of course. Okay. Take care, because this is the English page, but if you select for Italian friends, thanks to Diego, we can find the Italian manual. Okay, FM3 Manuale Utente. Manuale Utente means owner's manual, because Diego translated this. Okay, so this is really, really important. So select your language to find your manual in your language. Okay. Another important section is the FM3 Edit. It is the main software to program the FM3 unit, and you can download here for Windows or Mac OS. So remember and put your preferred links this section, because they are very important. And also you can find MF, means Marco Fanton, MF presets, where you can find the collection of all the presets of the week. Okay, very well. So first of all, you have to, and also don't forget to go to the tutorial to see all the tutorial regarding the FM3, the artist presets, and so on. You can navigate to this section and find very, very important information. Okay. So other information you can find to experience. You have the community, user comments, Marco Fanton's videos, Leon Todd's videos, Mark Day's videos, and so user insights, tutorials again, support, and if you, it's like to see the support. In the support, you can see the XFX3 download, for example. The FM3, it is a different way to download the same documentation. For example, for the people that use the FC, the external foot switch controller, you can find also the firmware for the FC and other important, and also the legacy product like AX8 or FX8, XFX2, and so on and so on. Is a collection of all the information. Important things is the contacts. So Diego Pezzati is here. For any technical problem or sales problem, you can contact Diego Pezzati. And this is all the teams responsible for the different country. Okay. The service, You can find information about the service, about G66. It's very interesting to read this history of G66 and also the history of Fractal. And we can see that Fractal started its activity in 2005. Okay? So, another important website that you have to put in your preferred links is the Fractal Wiki. The Fractal Wiki is the huge encyclopedia. I don't know the English name, encyclopedia. I don't know. I don't remember. But huge place. I don't remember the exact name, where you can find all information regarding the fractal systems, and you can select the system. You can select the tip that you want to know, and you can find everything. So please put in your preferred links and check it. You can find anything here. Very well. And important things is the Fractal forum. All the people that want to follow the discussion about news, about new firmware, beta firmware, or wish features, or information about the editor and so on, is very, very important to follow the forum fractalaudio.com. And you can find all last information. That are also directly Cliff Chase that write and answer directly to the forum, so you can have the last news regarding Fractal. Very, very important to have it in the preferred page. Okay. So Diego is answer to the question, so I can proceed. First of all, the Fractal bot. I open the Fractal bot. It is a very important software to know. It is a small utility. Okay. This is Fractal bot, so I can close. Let me check. Okay. I show. Okay. In the Fractal bot is easy to use. You can select the device. It is the same software to connect any Fractal device. For example, I select FM3. Now my FM3 is connected with USB. Okay. And if you have downloaded the last firmware from the G66 website, okay, you download, you browse the file, and okay, you can select the SYX file extension. It is the firmware, and you can upload. You can send the file to the unit and upload the firmware. It is quite easy to do. There is no risk the only risk that you have is if you switch off the unit when the firmware is updating by the unit, because the procedure is you download the firmware into the unit. Okay, you can see the transport bar here, the increase. Okay, in the percentage. When it's finished, okay, the unit update and write of the flash from the firmware in the unit. In that phase, you have not, and it's written in a red highlight, right, in the red font. You cannot switch off the unit, because in that case you lose the operative system. There is the possibility to recover, but please don't switch off. Don't switch off the unit. After that, it takes a very few seconds. On the screen is written to make a power cycle, to switch off and switch on. and you have uploaded the firmware. Very easy. Usually here you can find the version of the firmware. Now you don't see anything because I'm using the last beta version, the 1.05, which is available on the for the tester, for the beta tester. It's not a public version, so you cannot see here. But usually in blue fonts you can see here the actual firmware version of your unit. Also, you can make it on the receive mode. Okay, you can also select if you press on begin. Okay, so good. You can select to make the update of the preset, any preset from 0 to 127 or 128 to 255 and so on. Or you can select which preset you want to backup or to download. You can backup individual preset. You can backup the current preset. You can backup the individual user cab, or you make the system più global. We can backup everything if you select this flag. Okay, so this is the first. Of course, when you receive the unit, you don't need to make the backup, but it's important when you, after some days that you are working on the unit, it is really important to make the backup of the system. And with this, the default configuration of this checking box let you to backup everything. You can select all, invert, and okay, this is really is very easy to use this this software. Okay. Very well. This is FractalBot, and I remember you, FractalBot is, you can find it on G66 website. I show you again. So, products, FM3, downloads, FractalBot. Okay, for OS X or Windows. This is very important. Okay. The other important software is, of course, the FM3 Edit. It is the main software that let you to program and your unit, to set up your unit, and is the main important software of your daily job, your daily job with the FM3. The software is, let's say, it's powerful and easy, but you have to make some experience, some practice with this. Is not so it's too difficult. At the end, I want to show you how to start, especially from the factory preset, because the factory preset is very good. So is important to check the factory preset, because usually you don't need so much to invent something new, because surely you can find something you want in the factory preset, and the only thing is to learn how to modify the preset to fulfill your personal needs during your playing. Okay, let's see the connection of the FM3. So let me. So I have a lot of cables here. Sorry. Okay, I don't want to destroy anything. So, as you know, this unit has the headphone output, but I don't need, because I always connect my every device to the audio card. So you have the power cable with a switch on off, the power switch. Here you have the SPDIF, the digital output. I don't know if you can see. Let me check because the cables are short. I don't want to destroy nothing. Okay, this is better maybe. So you have the USB here, MIDI in and MIDI out. You have the fast link to connect the external FC unit like this. Okay, I have to connect my FC6 pedal board. You have the FC6 and F12. Very easy because only one cable, XLR cable, the standard XLR cable, nothing else. You connect it and you connect even the data and also the power. So it's really, really useful and very very comfortable, especially on the live. You don't need any extra power supply or extra connection or whatever. Only one only one cable, XLR cable, the same cable that you use for the microphone. That's it. So, okay. You have here the pedal input to connect the external pedal or external foot switches to extend the foot switch capability, or to connect volume pedal or wah pedal or expression pedal, any kind of pedal to control the parameters of any kind of parameters on FM3. And also you have the output 2 and the input 2. You have a possibility to connect external devices here, pedals or external effects, loop, or you can use a secondary output here, or you can connect a secondary input here. For example, you can connect a keyboard, why not? An acoustic guitar, for example, and you can use this output to plug, for example, an external speaker or the headphone that I have described in a tutorial that I did some days ago. Okay, and also you have the main output, XLR output, and the input here. There is a question from Andrea how to connect it to use the FM3 as audio card. As I told you, if you have Mac OS, you plug the USB cable, you connect the speaker here, and that's it, nothing else. If you have Windows, you have to install the drivers, and select the FM3 as your audio card, nothing else. If you wanted to use the headphone, you can use the secondary outputs as I already described in my tutorial. Okay, let me check if there is some question, but maybe Diego is really good to explain you everything. C'è anche Davide. Ciao Davide. I say ciao to some people. Okay, so let's start to play with FM3. You go to the preset. Okay, this is the enlarge the FM3 editor. Let's go immediately when you to the initial presets. The number 000 is the first preset available. So switch on the FM3 edit. Okay, when you switch on, the system automatically connects. You don't need to set up anything if the drive is okay. But in Mac OS is quite easy. Nothing to set up. Automatic. You can only. I remember you again. You can only select the FM3 if you wanted to use it as audio card. But if you don't need, you can let the system as it is. So the editor is this. It is a matrix, the famous fractal matrix. You can imagine the matrix as your virtual rig, exactly like in your real life, real world, where you have the input section. It is the input blocks where you connect and you plug the guitar. So this is the input block. Physically is this. And you can place the blocks as you do in the real world. So you have the compressor, the wah, the drive blocks, the amp, the cabinet, the virtual amp, virtual cabinets, chorus, flanger, delay, rotary, reverb, and outputs. Nothing else. This is a typical rig that you can, is a virtual rig, but is a reflect exactly the configuration that you have in the real world. Sometimes when I have some clinics how to connect the effects and create the rig, I use the Fractal editor because it is really easy to make a how can I say to use a beamer, okay, to show to the huge attendees, to the huge people, the editor with many people, and easy to explain how to connect the effects and why some effects are placed before the amp or after the amp or in series or in parallel and so on. Very, very easy. So it's really, really important. So if you wanted to check the preset, take your guitar. I switch off the microphone. Otherwise, you hear the sound of the monitor. Okay, if you want to select another preset, you have two ways. You can click on the presets here, and you have a list of your factory preset. The factory preset are 383 with the bypass functionality. Then start the empty and user area for your preset. Okay. You can select by banks, 0, 128, 256. Okay, or you can select typing here, preset, for example, MF. I select all my custom preset, for example. Very easy. If I wanted to check the preset, if I click on the second preset, okay, this is the editor select the second one. If I wanted to check the preset without close these windows, it's very useful to click on this pin, and you can select all the preset without close the windows, and you can easily and fast and quickly select the preset. Okay, you can unpin or close these windows. So in the matrix or grid, you can call as you want. You can place any blocks here. Typically, the reconfiguration is a series configuration, but you can make any routing that you want. So you can place some blocks in parallel, for example. I take this block, okay, I click on input. When I click on the input, you can see that the editor open all the possibilities to connect the link to the other block. So you can link to this one, for example, and you can link the output to here. Very simple. Or if you wanted to delete and change the routing, you click on the input on this square, and you can unlink the wire, clicking on the red square. Okay. For example, you can link here. Okay, there is the CPU is too low in this moment. I will explain you better. So, okay, I cannot add other link in this moment because okay, you have to take care about this number. This number means that the power of the CPU is on the limit, or you have more CPU. So if you have a warning, you can continue to work, but you have to take care, because if you enable some effect that needs some CPU power, you can risk to exceed the maximum performance of the CPU. So this number is very important, because you cannot place any block in your rig. You have to take care about this number. But don't be afraid, because you have a lot of possibility to connect your system, and sometimes it makes no sense to put any block if you don't use it. So there you need to. So you have a big freedom degree to create any kind of rigs, but there is some limitation of the CPU. So this is the message. So it is really important to understand what is the best way to create your rig. Okay, to be in the CPU range of the FM3 unit. So makes no sense, for example, put two block chorus here. So I put, for example, the block for to make an example, but it makes no sense if I have already the chorus here. So why to place two blocks? There is the possibility, but you cannot do anything. So this is it is very important, but there are some tricks and some tips that you can use to stay in the range of the CPU performance. I want to show you, for example, some very complex rig and complex preset that I already do, like this one, for example. This is a preset where I put the delay and a plexi delay here. Okay, with a complex routing, there is a cross link to connect the plexi delay to the previous block delay blocks, and in parallel, and so on. So any kind of link gives you some different effects, and you have the freedom is very wide, but you have to take care about the number, and you can see that. The CPU percentage is only 74%. Okay, and you can see how many blocks here, and I can show you how kind of sound I can reproduce with this preset. Sorry, I wrongly connected the wah block, sorry. To the sorry, I closed the microphone. Okay, and this is only one preset. As you can see, it's only AXFest, it's a single preset, but you have the possibility to call and to select up to 8 scenes. Scenes is a configuration of your rig where you can switch on and off any kind of block, and also select in the block the possibility to have 4 channels. I show you, for example, the most important channel is the amp block, where you can select up to 4 different amp of the same block. For example, scene 7, select the user clean, so it's a clean sound. Okay. The scene number 2, you can see I selected the channel A, is a Euro Uber, it is a Wagner Uberschall channel. I switch off the compressor and the delay. So the concept is you have a rig, but the rig is not only a preset and that's it. The rig is much more complex. Any effect can switch on and off, and you can also select different kind of effect of the same block with the scenes controller. So I stay in the same preset, but I can change completely the configuration. In this preset, I have 8 scenes. Scene 1, for example, is lead, where I have the channel A of the amp, the drive is on, there is a volume, there is the cabinet, of course, there is a boost, I use the volume block as a boost, the delay, and reverb, and output. It's completely different from channel 8, where I select the B channel of the amp, is user clean, okay, with the compressor, the delay, and plexi. So this is really important to know, because you can use the FM3 in different ways, or you can change the preset. You can recall any preset, or can use the same preset with different scenes. What is the advantage to use the scenes? The scenes are much more efficient on the live, because the switching from a scene to another scene is very, very easy, and there is also the spillover of the effects like reverb and the delays. So usually, for example, in my case, when I play on live performance, I only use one preset for all of the gig, and I simply change the scenes. How to change the scenes? Of course, with the editor is easy, because you can select 1, 2, 3, okay. Or if you become expert, you can use the keyboard with the short keys to select, for example, command 1 to select scene 1, command 2 to select scene 2. But you can also program your foot controller to select the scene. I show you how to do this. You go to the foot controller section, you press here, and you have, as you can see here, you have the layout of the foot switch. You click on the foot switch, and here you can select the functionality of your foot switch. For example, I select the category scenes, function select, scenes number 1. So it's easy to understand that this foot switch select the scene 1. This foot switch selects scenes 2. This foot switch selects scenes 3. But of course, I can do anything I need with any foot switch. For example, if I wanted to recall the preset, I switch it on preset number 3, okay. And also you can select different kind of categories of the functionality. Select by number, select by bank. Toggle means that you can alternate one preset with the other one. Toggle in bank, ink, or decrement the preset if you wanted to go up and down on the preset. Or at the sample, you can select effect to bypass, for example, the chorus or any kind of effects are in the rig. If I want, for example, to switch the drive, I select the drives. And also I can change the color of the, I don't know if you can see, now is red or blue or green. Okay, it's very, very easy. Okay, but why there is more than 3 foot switch on this layout? Because virtually the keyboard, the foot switch board of the FM3 is not only 3 foot switch, but has 12 foot switch, and you can also navigate between the foot switch with the views. Views are this. Okay, view 1 is this one. The view 2 is this. The view 3 is this, and the view 4 is this. And also you can navigate through the view. How you can do this? You can do this, or for example, if you program the view category. If I select view 4, okay, like this, you can see that the foot switch are automatically shifted to the view 4. And if you learn to program smartly your FM3, you can work easily and very powerful with only 3 foot switch. I make you an example. For example, I use the third foot switch to alternate the view 1 and view 4. In the view 4, for example, I have the record and play of the looper. I also have a possibility, for example, to use the press and hold functionality. How to do this? You can see here the press or tap configuration, but you have also the hold configuration. Hold means that you press and keep pressed the foot switch, and you have possibility to recall another functionality. So, for example, I can make the view number, select number 2. Okay? If I press 4, I go to the view number 4. But if you press and hold, I select the view number 2. Okay? And here, for example, I can select this as a different scenes, for example, but you can program any kind of functionality and function with your foot switch. And if I press and hold the first foot switch, I select, for example, view number 1. So if I press and hold, I shift to the view 1. If I wanted to go to view number 3, I can use this foot switch, view, select number 3. Okay? And also you can use a functionality like, now is already programmed. You can also make an increment and decrementation of the views. For example, select, you can ink by 1. Okay, if I press here, I go to the second one. And if here I place the deck increment or deck -1, I come back to the 1. So I can shift from view 1 and 2 simply with this functionality. So you have only 3 foot switch, but with this system is really powerful because you can do anything with this programming system. It's very, very powerful. So remember that you have the tap functionality. Tap means the function that you is enabled by pressing the foot switch, and you have the press and hold. And with this, the combination of this function, you can have a very huge performance of your FM3. Okay, very well. So this presentation is very quick. So if you have any other question, I will read later on. I only give you some very quick hints to start to use immediately. So let's come back to the factory presets. I suggest you to scroll down and to check all preset and to check the preset that you like. And for example, if you, for example, go to the typical Brit 800 is a typical Marshall JCM 800 amp. So if you go to the amp block, you can see the amp selected. If you want to see all the amp available, you click on the type field, and you can find all the amp available on Fractal system. There are 77 available amp. So the selected one is the Brit 800. On the cabinet is the same. You press on this field and on the picker, sorry, and you can select the IR. IR impulse responses are 2048 available impulse response, a very huge number of impulse response available, where you can select all kind of cabinets, 1x12 up to 4x12, 1x8. There are more than 2,000 cabinets. An important thing is how can I select these cabinets? So because the Marshall amp is quite clear, the Brit 800, there is no Marshall name because for the copyright, so you can see a name that remember the amp, like the Brit 800 means it's easy to understand that is JCM 800. Okay, with the cabinet is really complex because you can see how you can see here there are some very strange name. 4x12, okay, it's easy to understand, but MAR CB Lin 57 OH, what does mean this? Okay, I suggest you to come back to the wiki. Let's go to the wiki and go to the cabinet model list. Scroll down and you can find the list of all available impulse response and the explanation of this response. For example, I took let me check. For example, this one 1x12 Carolan 57. So the description is based on 1x12 Carolan cabinet. Carolan is a cabinet with 12-inch Scholz classic speaker, source obot, the robot cab pack. Okay, so there is the explanation of the cabinet, and typically this is the configuration of the cabinet, and this is the name of the microphone. The microphone is 57, is easy to understand, is SM57 Shure microphone, and the letters after the microphone is the position of the microphone, because the impulse response is made with a different position of the same microphone. It's really important because the sound is completely different. So when you have this configuration of the Marshall, you have two impulse response here. This is the first and the second one. This is based on the 4x12 Marshall, okay, cabinet. Lean, I don't know what is it. Lean is maybe is the name of the owner or the cabinet. 57 is the microphone. OH is own hammer. Is the producer of this impulse response. And this one is the same, but with 84 rear. Is a different microphone. Sometimes is very important to combine different kind of IR. In FM3 is possible to combine two different cabinet in the same time. So you can select the cabinet you want, and you can hear the difference. So you need to make practice to do this, but it is important that you know that any kind of impulse response sounds completely different. It's not easy because there is a huge amount, but with some practice you can reach a very, very good result. In any case, stay on the factory preset. So in the scenes 1, for example, 800, the scenes 2, check what happened in the scene 2. There is a different name of the scenes, is number 34, and is practically is a GCM 800 with a modification. Is another kind of JCM. The sounds could be different. Maybe, okay, the cabinet is the same because the channel is the same, but and you can check the sound. Okay, you have here some scenes. You have 4 scenes with different amp. Brit 800, bit 800 modified 34, and you have here the Brit 800 mod. Okay. And you have here also the Brit 800 with all the knobs are at the maximum value. Okay. For example, I like this preset and I wanted to add the clean sound. How can I do this? Okay, let's assume that I don't need all of these channels. For example, the channels D doesn't make sense to have the all knobs to the maximum. It's a dimed with gate. Maybe is the Pantera guitarist. Okay, so I can select a different amplifier. So I can select, for example, the custom audio CA3 Plus clean is the custom audio preamp, the clean channel. Okay. Let's hear how does it sound. Okay. There is an important thing. So when you select a new amp, I suggest you to make the reset of any block, because as you can see, some knobs come back to the default value like this. Okay, but some knobs like input drive remain as it is, and this doesn't work correctly. So I suggest you to make the reset channel. A reset channel practically recover the default configuration of this amp. I recommend you this anytime you change the amp. So remember to reset the block to restore the default configuration, especially of the amp. So let's hear how does it sound. Okay, so I rename these scenes as I like, for example, clean. Okay, and don't save here, because otherwise you modify the factory preset. I suggest you to go to the preset and save to the new preset number. Save to the new preset number and save this new preset on an empty slot. For example, here. System asks you to confirm, and now I store my modification on preset number 436. Okay, I can also change the name of this preset. It's really simple. Save, don't forget to save, and I create 3 channel distorted and 3 scenes distorted and 1 scenes clean. Let me show you. Okay, now I wanted to add some reverb of these scenes. So, to switch on the block, you select the block and press the bar space. I wanted to add the chorus. I wanted to add the delay. So, let's see. The delay is too low, so I can increase the mix of delay. The parameter is quite easy to understand, but if you go to the blocks guide, you can understand what is the meaning of the knobs here. But most of the knobs are quite useful, and it's easy to understand what does mean. So I can increase the mix. Okay, to save these scenes, I simply press save. For example, on the scenes number 1 is my lead scenes. I wanted to add a drive. So switch on the drive, and for example the delay, because it's my lead, and save the scene. But if, for example, if I prefer the sound of the channel 3 of the amp for this scene, I select the channel 3, the channel C, and I save this preset, this scene. Okay, this is one method. So based on the, to take the factory preset and modify as you want. But I like to show you how to create a new preset starting from zero, starting from an empty preset like this, because I wanted to understand to explain you how to create correctly the preset and what is the philosophy to create very good to create good preset and to optimize the functionality of the FM3. You have only to think as you do in the real world. So in the real world you have the amp block. So start here in this position, for example. Click on the right mouse button, select the amp block, amp 1. So select the cabinet, okay. Select the output here, 1, and here place the input. Pay attention. You can also, for example, place on quick build, and you have the complete list of the block. So I can drag and drop the input 1, for example, or I can drag and drop the delay 1 very easily. If I want to connect directly the input to the output, click here on the output of the input and click directly to the input of the output 1, and the system automatically create a long wire to the input and the output. How does it sound here? This, well, I don't know. Let's check. Okay, I don't know what amp I selected. Let's check. So switch off the quick block. The Brit, okay, it remains the same Brit amp. And also the cabinet should be, no, it's not the same. It is the default cabinet, is the 1x4 pig nose 67. It is a very small cabinet of the pig nose amp. Pig nose amp is a very small, it's a small box. So select the amp, Brit 800, for example, or select another one, the Friedman, for example. I like one very much, the Friedman B. Okay. As I told you before, remember to reset the block always when you select a new amp. So go to the block, reset channel, and now select the cabinet, because the cabinet is not so good, because 1x4 the sound is, let's check. To be honest, not bad. Okay, but to select the cabinet, as I told you, it's not easy, because you have to understand what is the relation between these names with the real cabinet. But this you can do this by the time, of course, and you have to learn how is the cabinet that you like more. What I suggest you is to select, for example, the kind of cabinet, the typology of the cabinet. For example, I want 4x12. I type 4x12 here, and automatically the picker show me only the cabinet 4x12. Because I already know, I can check, for example, I can select this cabinet, and I suggest you this one is the this one, 4x12 AX GB greenback with the microphone 57. Let's check. The volume is too high, so to decrease the volume, you can reduce the level here. Okay, let's add some reverb. Switch off the delay and let's add some reverb. How can I add the reverb? Remember, you can select the position, the block, press the right mouse button and select the effects, or click on the quick build and you have all the blocks and drag and drop the delay. Where is the delay? The reverb, sorry, is this. Okay, here. By default, select a medium room with reverb. Let's check how does it sound. That's okay. And name your preset, MF preset, and save it. And also name the scenes. Scene is, for example, distorted, just one, or lead. Okay, and save it. Then I wanted to create a scene with the clean. I go to the scene number 2. Okay, I go to the amp block, and okay, I remember that on the channel A I have the Friedman. On the channel B now I have the Brit 834, but now I can select, for example, the custom audio, the clean. Remember to reset the channel. And let's see how does it sound. Okay, if I wanted to change the position of any block, I click and drag and drop the block in a new position, for example, because I wanted to add the chorus, for example. Chorus, meaning click on the right mouse button, chorus, okay, analog stereo, for example, is okay. Let's check. Okay, now I wanted to make two kinds of clean scenes. One is dry, only with the reverb. So I switch off the chorus and delay. Remember to switch off, press the bar. Okay, save, and I call these scenes clean dry. Save. Now I wanted to have the same scenes but with chorus and delay. So what I can do, for example, I can select the scenes number 3, but easily I can go to the number 2, click on scenes here, and copy current scenes on scenes number 3. Okay, so if I select the number 3, I can find exactly the same scenes that I can rename clean chorus, and I switch on chorus and delay. Save, and let's check how does it sound. Okay, sometimes you have to remember to switch off the blocks that you add after the initial configuration, otherwise they are on. Okay, so the chorus now is on when the lead sound. So I create 3 kind of scenes here, scenes number 1, 2, 3, and now I want to select these scenes with the switches. So I go to the FC controllers, go to the view number 1. Let's create okay. I reset, so I start from 0 to cancel, to delete the foot switch. You press the reset. Okay. So to initialize the foot switch. Reset. Okay. Reset. So this is my view number 1, white color. So with the foot switch number 1, I want to select the scenes number 1. As I told you before, go to category, scene, select is okay, number 1 is okay. On the foot switch number 2, I want to select scene number 2. And with the third one, I want to select the scenes number 3. Okay, and I can see the effects directly here, because if I press 1, as you can see, the scenes are selected. Okay, so if I press number 1, the amp switch on channel A, and the chorus and delay are switched off. 2 is the clean, so the amp block change to the B channel, and the third as the B channel, but the chorus and delay are switched on. So let's check. Okay, one important thing is if you hear some delay in the switching, or some gap during the switching, remember that is due to the fact that the editor is connected to the unit. I suggest you to go to the settings and press the pause communication. Okay, so the unit has not to the editor has not to refresh the unit, and so this is the real changing time of the unit. Sorry, I have the microphone switched on. Okay, this is really important, because some people say, oh, but I hear some glitch, some lag, some latencies, not latency, remember, some holes, audio holes. Okay, you have this problem only when the editor is connected to the system, because the editor has to communicate to the unit, refresh the screens, and so on. So you lose the time, and so you can hear some switches. If you want to check exactly what is the reaction time of the unit in the real mode, remember to go to the setting and or press F8 simply. It's a very F8. I go to the okay, or go to the settings and make the pause communication. Remember this is really important. Otherwise, some people, there is an audio hole and so on. You can, I can show you again what is the effect. there is some strange effect because it changes and you have another, let's say, another reflection, another refreshing. It's not real. Remember to make in pause communication. Okay, and now it's really fast. Okay, so there is no any lag, any glitch, anything. It's really fast. Okay. Another hints that I wanted to give you is, for example, I need to have the tuner. How can I do the tuner in this configuration? For example, I wanted to enable the tuner pressing and hold the third foot switch. So I go to the third foot switch, category, utility, and tuner. Or tap tempo, or amp level save, for example, or reveal hold is another functionality that I don't want to explain you all deep details, but this is only an example to enable the tuner. And for example, because this is as the tuner, I want to change the color of the LED to the yellow. Okay. And you can see if I press and hold the foot switch, it goes to the tuner. If I press again, only tap, I go out of the tuner. So it's very easy. For example, here I want to, for example, with the foot switch number 2, I wanted to go directly to the view number 2, for example, with the press and hold. So I select view number, okay, let's say number 2 is this, number 2. So if I press and hold, I go to the view number 2, where I wanted to select not the scenes, but the effects. So reset all the foot switch, reset this one, reset this one, reset this, reset this. Reset this one. Okay. So in this section, I wanted to enable, for example, the effects, the chorus effects. I select, sorry, the bypass or channel select, because you can select also the channel. You have all different kind of possibility with the effect category. But for example, I wanted to bypass the chorus. Where is the chorus? Here. And I change the color with the chorus color, for example, the light blue, and the delay. So effect, bypass, delay, and I change in the blue, dark blue. And to come back to the previous view, I enable this foot switch, press and hold, and I go to the view number 1. Okay, so if I press view number 1, I come back to the first. Okay, and here I want to select view number 2. View number 2. Okay, so if I press the first foot switch, press and hold, I switch alternatively to the view 1 and view 2. And I can select the chorus and delay, or select the the different scenes. This is okay. I forgot to select the scenes here. Sorry. This is number 2. Clean dry. So you can change easily. And another important thing is you have to remember when you use the press and hold functionality, the effect of the foot switch is not immediately when you press the foot switch, but is when you release the foot switch. So remember this, because otherwise you can feel a lag, but it's not a lag. You understand that the activation of the functionality due to the fact that the foot switch has to understand if you press and hold, or you tap or hold. So to do this, the tap functions is done when you realize the foot switch. Remember this, otherwise you can feel a lag, but it's not a lag. It's a different way to operate, just because the foot switch has to understand if you are in tap mode or in hold mode. Okay, remember this. Okay, I told you a lot of things, and I tried to answer to your questions if there is a question, but for sure Diego explained you better than me and all of your questions. But if you have other questions, please. Only the editor is in pause. For example, Andrea, no, when is pause communication is possible to send? The pause communication is referred only to the editor. Okay, this is important. Usually, when in your daily job, I don't need to pause the communication, because I know that there is a lag. But okay. Because some people, I also read in the Facebook group and some forums that I heard some lag, some pause when I switch in between, but it's not a lag. It's a lag because the editor needs to refresh the screen when you change something in the FM3 editor. As Diego remembered, the FX3 is much more powerful, and you cannot feel this. If you have XFX3, you don't need to pause the communication because it is really powerful and fast, so you don't hear anything. Okay, I would like to show one of my preset, like for example, this one. This one is a very complex preset where I put the amp, the cabinet, and I create. In this case, I use the parallel mode to connect a pitch block. Pitch is the tune block, the delay, and the multi-delay. When you become expert, you can use a very powerful blocks like that to achieve really nice sound. This possibility to connect in the parallel is a method that I got from the past when the huge rig is made. Okay, I am a fan of Steve Lukather, and Lukather has a big rack, and all the effects are connected in a parallel mode with a line mixer to create the parallel, and the effect is for me is better than to place the effect in series. I show you this the sound of this preset. As you can see, this preset has some very good scenes, clean, crunch, different 3 scenes. One is lead, is the custom audio preamp, lead channel, the rhythm channel, and the clean channel. And you can see the CPU percentage is only 66. Okay, so if you work in a proper way, you can make very complex rigs and very interesting rigs without exceed the performance of the CPU. I want to show you another preset. Maybe I do. Let me, for example, this one where I use the synth. This is also complex, where I use also the synth functionality. The synth block is here, and I show you what. Okay, so this is a complex rig. You can see the plexi delay. Plexi delay is a block that need more power. There is the synth block. There is also the looper, but you can see that I work on the 80% of the CPU, and the limitation is absolutely perfect to work with the FM3. So it's quite complex rig. If you want to optimize, there is some trick to optimize the CPU performance. For example, reduce the echo density of the reverb. Okay, but this is the expert mode. We will I will explain you in another section. And I wanted to remember you, don't put the block that you don't use. Of course, you can use different preset, okay, but when you switch on the preset, of course, you have a lag because the FM3 needs to charge the new configuration. So there is an audio interruption. This is natural in any units, as you have this kind of behavior. For this reason, it's much more common to use the scenes and to create a rig and to optimize the performance of the CPU, and you can have very perfect functionality even with a complex rig like this. Okay, so if you have some other question regarding this, I would like to plan another section with some questions that you have also in English, and again for the non-Italian people, because in Italy we have also a Fractal tool. It's an Italian training. Okay, at the moment it's not available in English, but I'm thinking about to do this. I see that Diego is answering to your questions, but if you have other questions, I'm available. Let me read from Belgium. I see some people from different kind of countries. It's about to run the return in poly mode, showing the tune our 16. Okay, no, the tune is not in the poly mode, but it's a really nice tuner. I show you. It's very useful. It's perfect. So when you, I don't know if you can see. Okay. It is very nice, very stable, and absolutely, it's like the analog gauge with the analog tuner. Very nice. For me, it's the best tuner that I have seen until now. Absolutely. And also, okay, I forgot to remember that you have, maybe in the future I will make a section to explain how to use the front board of the unit, but remember to use it, to learn to use it, because it's really important. When you are on stage, you don't have your PC, maybe yes, but sometimes no. So it is important to use the onboard configuration. Is not difficult to use, and you can find in the manual every help to use it. For example, there are some functionality. For example, to enable the tuner, you can press on all the tempo button and you go directly to the tuner. Okay. Dronek, can you talk more about the unit display, please? How do you use it live? Okay, I can. Okay, let me show you this, but I changed the position of the camera. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Let me check if I'm able to show you. Okay, maybe yes. You can see the. So you have a. You press the home button. With the home button, you go to the home page, where you can see the preset and the scenes. If you wanted to change the scenes, you can press the arrows, the cross arrows here. If you want to change the preset, press left and right arrows very easily. Okay. If you want to edit this preset, press the edit here. You can select the edit of the block, the actual block. Okay, this is in case this is chorus number chorus 1. But if you go press the page, you go through the page. Okay, I remember you. The most important things is these knobs here, as you can press and rotate the knobs. For example, if you there is a double functionality of these knobs. If you turn the knobs, you can change the scenes, for example, and if you turn this one, you can change the view of the foot switch and the layout of the foot switch. I didn't speak about the layout, but I will tell you more, because about the foot controller you can define a different layout of the same configuration. Okay, I don't mention on it, but in the future I will do this. What is important is this setup. If you press this knob, you go to the press setup to navigate between the configuration. You have okay, you can select here or with this knob. There are different possibility, but you have also the help here, nav. Okay, you press enter, for example, to set up the FC controllers, and also you have different kind of menu here, and to navigate through the menu, you press the page and you go to the menu. If you want to exit of this menu, press exit and you come back to the step before. And as you can see, I'm working with the version 1.05 beta 1. In the global settings, for example, it's important to set up the system, but it is also a possibility to set up the system with the software. But you have all the global settings. What is important is, okay, power amp modeling on, cabinet model spillover, for example, F mix and delay, and both, for example, I wanted the spillover for both, reverb mix. Okay, I don't want to go to go in deep to all the parameters. What is important for you, I think, is how to modify your preset in case of live. You have the okay, now it's better. Okay, you have the tuner, exit. You have the layout. You press the layout and you go to the layout functionality. It's like the software. To navigate on the layout, you press the arrows. Okay, and you can select the block that you want to modify. For example, there is the blocks normally are white, and when the editor the highlighted block is yellow. Maybe you can see, yes. I go to the amp, for example, and I press edit. If I press edit, I have the list of the amp. Then I can navigate to the menu with the page. I go to the tone. You have the input drive, the bright, foot switch, bright switch, the bass, middle, treble. You have 2 lines of knobs. Okay, to select the knobs, you press this one and you can select different rows. Okay, you have more functionality. If you wanted to change the overdrive, and if you want to change the input drive, press row and you can tweak the knob as you want. Navigate with the page, you go to the advanced parameter. I don't suggest you to go to the advanced parameter. Stay on the tone, maybe the preamp, but the tone tone page is enough to for the beginners to set up your amp. And you have exactly the control of this is the Blue Doya lead amp, for example. Okay, exit. If you want to change the drive, it's the same. So I make the cursor on the position of the drive, press edit. You have the list of available drives. Press page to change on the basics. On the basics, you can see the drives, the drive, the tone, and the level. And of course, if you press the page, you have the advanced controlling. But it is, I don't suggest that you go to the advanced control. It's only when you are really expert to do this. Okay. There is another important menu from the layout. You can also, if you press the page, I come back again to the home page. Press layout. Okay, the first layout is this one. It is layout where you can edit the block. There is the zoom possibility. With the zoom possibility, you can have on the screen the complete rig as in the software. So you can switch and also the view meter of the input and the output. Really important. If you navigate to the page, you go to the meter section. This meter section is really nice, where you can see the metering of. Let me take the guitar to see the level of any block. I switch off the microphone. This page is very useful to understand the level of the single block, okay, and to understand if you don't hear anything, and you can understand immediately where there is something that is interrupted in the line of the rig. So very useful functionality. And on the other page you have some tools. Okay, and with the tool you can move the block where you want. You can do the same that you go to with the software. Okay, with the software is much more easy and comfortable. But you can do anything with the interface. So for the editor is pretty easy to modify any block. You can delete, you can cabling, you can create a different cable. So if I can place a cable here, for example. I can create the link here in the same way of. So if I wanted to create a block, I select this position and I move, rotate the knob. Okay, enter. And if I wanted to create a link, press cable, and I place the cursor. Sorry, I have to do this before. Okay, for example, here I wanted to connect the cable with this one. Press again cable, and I create the link in parallel. Okay, it's a nonsense link, but it's only to show you how to use the frontal bone. Remember also that you have two knobs to control the level of output 1. Output 1 is the XLR here, and output 2 is the output on the unbalanced output here. One important thing, this is really important, is if you want to use the output 2 in the same way of output 1, go to the setup, go to the I/O, press enter, scroll down, okay. and you can select output 2, copied output, input 1 or output 2. If you press output 2, practically you have the same value of output 1 to the output 2, but the volume is separated. So it's very useful when you have, for example, your personal monitor and you have to control your monitor on stage with a separated volume. It's very nice. Okay, I hope that I explained the most useful functionality most useful function on the onboard interface. Okay, let's come back to me. Okay, let me check your question. Sorry, my English is not to live more than so anyway, what quality of effects? Finally, what is the purpose of this monster? Yeah, let me check. It's possible one day to hear rehearsal on bass. On bass, you can use also with bass, of course, and you have usually with bass you don't need to have the amp or cabinet simulation, but there is also possibility to have the amp. If I remember well, there is the SV amp. Let me check. The Ampeg SV had SV Bass 1.1, for example. Yes, there are something for the bass. And also there is the Mesa Bass. Let's check bass. USA Bass 400 one. This is a strategy 400. I don't know exactly what is the name of the amp, but it is for the bass. Okay. Chat room. Hi Marco, I just joined. Can you show us some pitch block like octave divider, dual harmony, and virtual capo? Do you have any certificates with FM3? Here some wobble, please. Clean sounds. Okay. I can select the virtual capo, for example. Let me change it to my this preset. This is the last preset that I worked on. Okay. If you want to have the pitch, you place here, for example, the pitch block. I can, for example, use the pitch like whammy. To use the pitch like whammy, now is in the dual detune mode. If I select classic whammy, for example, to link the pitch with the pedal is pretty easy. You can see here the control of the whammy. There is this yellow circle. That means that you can assign this knob to a control. To do this, you have to click with the right mouse button here. Select the source. My source is FC pedal 1. I can't see. I know pedal 2. Okay. Perfect. And I also can activate the whammy with auto-engage functionality. Okay, now it's off. I can use the fast speed, for example. Okay, this means that when the pedal is down, the block is off. When I move the pedal, practically the block become off. Let's see how does it sound. change because this pedal is not calibrated. I have to change the input one. Sorry. Because I think this is not calibrated correctly. Let me check. Yes, now it's okay. Exactly. And I also made position. Okay, let me change this. The drive. Okay. Okay, this is the whammy, but also there is the capo, the virtual capo that permit you to shift down the tuning of the guitar, for example. Okay, this is the pitch block, but I can tell you that the pitch block is an improvement because the AXA-FX3 has a new firmware where the pitch block is amazing, but there is this improvement is still on working for the FM3. But in any case, this block is pretty good in any case. Not like the actual FM3 AXA-FX3, but is very good in any case. Okay. Let me check your question. Is it possible one day to hear a reaction? Okay, but are you using the latest firmware and user? Okay. I know pitch effect does sound a bit whoopy, but I find more whoopy in the FM3. No, absolutely. It doesn't sound so natural. That's why. Can you please show? Thank you. Okay. I hope that is okay for you. I'm just doing it through my studio monitor. Strange. Since the latest firmware, the pitch block has been improved so much. Yes, exactly. Try the virtual capo at the beginning of your change. Yes, the virtual capo has to place at the beginning. Absolutely. Not after the amp. Absolutely. Yes, I put in the front of the chain, also in between and amp change. Is there some kind of performance view? Okay. Performance view for the display showing press name in large letter. No. There is no possible to at the moment. The performance view is not realized. Maybe in the next firmware, like in the AXA-FX3. The performance mode, that means that you can have the direct control of some parameters you can define, like in AXA-FX3, where they use the knobs to tweak directly some parameters. Will be implemented into the next firmware. Ok. Ciao Marco, ciao Mario, salve a tutti. Frank Trev, dopo 2 ore di prove, ora un po' di fantoma. Ciao Frank. Ok, e non è proprio un fantome, è una cosa un po' diversa questa sera. Shame the Fixot has performance view, which is very useful, so I suspect it may come later. I don't know, David. There is only, I don't know what is, if it is really useful for this. I think the preset name is really readable on the display, and I like to see the preset and also the scenes. For me, it's much more important to see the displays of the scenes of the scribble strip. Okay, Diego Pezzati, how do you know which preset is active when standing in front of the Unity? The fronts look pretty small on the Xot Easy. But okay, for me, the preset is readable even when I stand. Absolutely. I don't know. Okay. It is the first time that I hear such kind of request until I am in the forum. But maybe you can put this request on the wish list, and let's see if it will be implemented into the next firmware. You can see if you have the FC. If you have this FC extension, you can see the name in a big font if you want. Yes, but for me is really readable even with the display of the FM3. But okay, so of course I don't. Any request is a request. Okay, thank you, Marco. The WAMI sounds similar, so I think it's like that. But the virtual capo, I couldn't make much difference as the driven sound already dirty, so I can hear the artifacts. Okay, for me the capo works very good, and I think that in the future will be improved again. But now it works very good. Okay, can you play virtual clean sound? Thank you. Okay, we can do what you want, absolutely. So virtual capo with clean sound. Let me check if it is clean drive. Okay, switch off the microphone. Okay, well, for me it's absolutely good. Let's consider that up to 1 tone low, it is okay. More than 1 tone, it's really difficult to have the same sound. Virtual capo makes sense if you drop down half tone or 1 tone. More it makes no sense to me. Vincenzo Lake Luke Style c'è già, Vincenzo, me ne ero accorto ma non l'ho messa ancora in lista, eccola qua, e qua la Luke Style l'ho messa prima e non mi sono neanche accorto di averla messa. Ok, thanks you to share some time with us. Okay, sorry for being pain in the ass. Thank you. No problem, chat Poon. Can you show us how the wah works? Yes. Okay, so I can use this preset to show the wah. So you connect the pedal like this. This is the SP1 pedal. This pedal has 2 cables because you have the control and also you have the toe switch. You have the Fractal pedal. This is a modded pedal because the original one has only 1 cable because I also put the foot switch here. Okay, you connect the control cable to your pedal input on the pedal input 1 or 2 of the FM3. Now I connect on the FC, is the same. Because I have to have the pedal on the stair. So, okay, let's put the wah here. Wah block. There are 2 kinds of wah. You can select different kind of wah, fast wah, color tone, crybaby, for example, the typical crybaby wah. Well, now you have to assign the control of the wah, is this knob, to the pedal. It's really simple. You click the right mouse button, click on this field and select the control. So if you have the pedal on the FM3, you select this option, pedal 1 or pedal 2, okay? Or if you have the FC, you select this. Remember, the option 11 or option 35. If you connect your pedal on 1, you select this one or this one. And you can see also you can use the pedal as a foot switch, extended foot switch. Okay, so I selected this one. Move the pedal and you can see the red ball that go to this line. You can also define the shape of this line if you have if you wanted to tweak the linearity of the control. So there is also the possibility to auto engage the wah with this field. Auto engage now is off, but you can select one of these options. Typically it could be med pause, med position. And now the wah is automatically engaged when I move the control. So sorry, I switch on the huge screen, sorry. Okay, so you can see that I move the pedal, the knob rotate, and automatically the wah works. So I select a distortion, the lead, for example, sound, and I show you how does it work. Okay. In the same way, you can use the whammy or the volume or any kind of effect. Sì, infatti ha detto che si è dimenticato di metterlo. Cosa mi sono dimenticato? Marco, sul tuo sito non c'è. Ah, ok. Ormai sì, sono un po'... Perché sto facendo i preset free, quindi sono concentrato su quelli. Ok. Vi faccio vedere. I wanted to show you another funny things. With the modifier, you can also control some effects like wah. Also with some control like, for example, envelope follower. And the envelope follower is funny because you can create automatic wah. I show you what's happened. Auto wah, exactly as Bruno Sensori says. Okay, let me so place and off here. Okay, and so you have the automatic wah. To define the rules of this wah is necessary to control also the this curve. Okay, I show you how to do this. No, sorry. To increase the sensitive of the follower, you have to go to the controllers here, to envelope, also increase the threshold. Sorry, I forgot this. The follower is the programming of the follower is in the controllers mode. You have to select the threshold and So you have a possibility to assign to any control the modifier. When you see this yellow circle, you can assign any kind of control. It could be a pedal, but also could be LFO, means low frequency oscillator. So you see the value of the control oscillate from the minimum to maximum, and this is another kind. The envelope is the wah is sensible to the input. This is auto wah, so the frequency is automatic handled by the oscillator. Can control the frequency of the oscillator in the controllers here. Okay, and for example, the rate, I can assign the rate of the oscillator to the FC pedal 1. Okay, and you can see if I rise up the pedal, I increase the frequency of the wah. So this is the rate. Not only, I can also assign the rate of the oscillator with the envelope. So this is crazy. Okay, I can assign the fall with the envelope. So the frequency of the wah is based on how strong you play on the guitar. Let me check. Really funny, but really creative also. You can do anything with the modifier. You can do really anything. Grazie a te, mi sono convinto da acquistare. Grazie Marco per i tuoi demo. Corrado, saluti da New York. Thank you very much, grazie. Complimenti per l'inglese. Sai per caso grazie. Sai per caso i tempi della waiting list? Ecco Diego, scusate l'ovvietà. Eros Atomus, can I power FM3 with battery? No, FM3 works only with 110 to 220 volt. Ok, Diego already answer you. Scusate l'ovvietà, ma mi intriga molto l'uso dello shortcut da tastiera con l'editor. La lista la trovo nel manuale utente? Sì, la trovi nel manuale utente. Ci sono comunque Donato ask about the shortcut, the possibility to use the hotkeys from the keyboards. When you go to the menu, you can see in the menu all the hotkeys assigned to some functionality. For example, to reset the block, okay. The reset, you can press Command I, copy Command C, and so on. For example, the pause communication is F8. To enable the preference is Command P. So you don't need to read in the manual. You have directly the hotkey on the software. For example, to select the scenes, Command 1, Scenes 1, Command 2, Scenes 2. This is quite easy. How much does it cost? Giampiero, Lopresti, the cost is 1.300 euro, 1.300 1.299. It's run under Windows 10, absolutely yes, sì, gira sotto Windows. Ricordo ancora, I remember you again, where you can find all information on the G66 website for the people who's connecting now. Go to the g66.eu. Okay, you can find the home page. Okay, you can find some videos, some news from me. Mark Fanton preset of the week. Every week I make a new preset. Go to the product FM3, and you can see the overview of the videos and the download. On the download, you can download the firmware, the factory preset, the manual in Italian, in English, and in some other languages. I don't know if there are all languages or not. There are the audio block guide. This is really important. The functionality of the foot switch, the Fractal bot utility. Fractal bot is necessary to update the system or to make the backup. The drivers for Windows 10, Fractal bot utility for Mac OS or for Windows, and the FM3 edit. Okay, available for Windows 64-bit and for Mac OS X. Okay. And remember again to go to the wikifractalaudio.com, that you can find any kind of information about Fractal. And I suggest you also these guides. For example, the Fractal Audio, the YAC guides to the Fractal Audio amp model. That guides are really useful because okay, it is a really useful manual. Okay, that show you all the amp simulation in the Fractal, but it's really useful because, for example, if you go to, for example, the 59 bass guy, okay, on page 21. So there is the history of the amp, the synopsis model of Holy Grail 1959 Fender Tweed Bassman, the grandfather of rock and roll. Turn down bass. There is some tips to tweak the amp, some clip that you can find on YouTube. The cabinet that it is convenient to link with this amp. The stock cab referred to the cab pack from Fractal. The web manual of the amp, the amp controls, and some information regarding the amp. Very, very useful. It's a PDF format file, very, very useful. So download it. You can find, I remember you again, on the Wiki Fractal page. There is the guides for the amp and also for the drives. For the drive, sorry. Drives, yes. I can, but direct from the website. Directly, sorry. Grazie Ettore, molto gentile. Molto gentile, anche per il contributo. Yes, but there is a long waiting list, so you can subscribe with the waiting. Another information that I wanted to point out is that subscribe to the Fractal, the forum Fractal Audio. It's pretty important to be updated to the last news. Typically, also in the discussion, there is the public beta release, so you can have you can have the beta public version to test some functionality if you want. Of course, I recommend to do this only when you have not you have not a live gig or something else. So do this only when you are sure to recover easily the previous version. And I recommend also you can try anything. The only recommendation is don't switch off the unit when it is updating the firmware, and don't plug the 200 volt into the input. This is the only recommendation that destroy the unit. But you can do anything in your unit without damage any kind of. If you make a disaster on the software, you can recover the unit in any case. The big recommendation that I wanted to do to give you is to use the Fractal tool. Is this software? Okay, you can easily download and make the backup. To do this is very simple. Select the device, FM3. Okay. Go to the receive mode, begin, and click on select and flag all the opportunity and press OK. So you can save your settings, your preset, your input response, and so on. Otherwise, it is you lose all your job. After this, you can do anything, you can test anything, and there is no problem. Okay, there are some questions for Diego about the waiting list. Do you suggest to connecting the FM3 through the USB cable or to have less CPU usage by a sound card? Corrado, there is no impact if you use the FM3 through the USB cable or the audio card. There is absolutely no impact on the CPU. But as I show you, you can do very powerful rig like this. For example, I can show you something like with the plexi delay. For example, I can put the delay here. Plexi delay. There is also a possibility to make okay. Let me check something on the okay. Plex delay, plex shift. Let's check if I have enough power. I show you what is possible to do, and also I can select a very incredible reverb like the Nimbo Stratus. This is amazing. I'll show you. I wanted to add a volume pedal here. Okay, control with FC pedal 1. Okay.
So the quality of these effects is really amazing. Okay. Okay, thanks. Can I copy individual chants from different preset to a new preset? Marco Smoker. Okay. You can do this, but the scenes it is only a status of some blocks, as I told you. So if I have this preset and I wanted to copy this preset to another one, it is not possible because this preset has different kind of amp, different kind of routing, and so on. The scenes means means a status of a preset. So you can copy preset, but you can copy a scenes. What you can do? You can do a photo, for example, of this rig, because you wanted to use a template. So you can press this one to make a snapshot of this configuration and recall this snapshot. Okay, I go to the empty preset. Just a moment. Okay, I go to the empty preset, select this one, show load snapshot. This is from the MF Bluetooth synth. It is that preset. I make a screenshot and I recover directly exactly the configuration of this snapshot. This is what you can do immediately, but you have the same amp and so on. But also you can save your blocks as a library. So if this amp is like you can save this block, save as a MF Bluetooth, and this becomes and this is saved in your own library. So you can use this preset from another kind of preset, this block from another preset. If I change preset, for example, this one, and I recall amp block, I go to the block library, show folder, and I found block amplifier MF Bluetooth. Sorry. Okay, sorry, doesn't select. Sorry. Show. Sorry. You can select here, and you have the same amp saved in the previous preset. Very easy. It is a very good way to save
your settings of some particular blocks. You can create your personal library for the delays, for chorus, for drives, for the amp, and so on. Marco, is it possible to talk a bit about the signal routing option inside the unit and about the physical ins and out? Yes, of course. Physical routing, the input and output, you can define the input here or where you want, because the blocks of the input is you can place it anywhere, and the output. What you do inside here is only virtual, and you can do what you want. But you mean about the analog signal or what do you mean? What is the routing options? Because you can do everything by the software. For example, I can split the two outputs. Okay, for example, let me select a preset. An example, if I want to drive, I have this preset, I want to drive a guitar amplifier. Okay, I can use a secondary output here and connect the output of the amp directly to the output. Of course, you have to skip the cabinet, because you cannot add the cabinet in simulation to the real cabinet. So if you wanted to monitor your sound with your amp, you can do this. And so the routing is automatically done by the software. Corrado, to me, it's incredible that you can have a sound like that at this price. In the past, if I wanted that sound, I would have had to spend a lot more. Absolutely, I can say that similar sound you can achieve with effects like Eventide, H3000 or something like that. It's much more expensive. Absolutely. You can find a lot of details in the first part of the manual. Yes. I want to show. I can show you this preset is one of my favorite preset that I use for live. I can show some sound of this, and as you can see, the CPU is only 70% and not more. Also have the looper functionalities, quite easy to add looper. What is it? Looper. Okay. And you can control the looper by the foot switch. Okay. You can see here on the view 4, I have the record and play of the looper. So now I have to my FC controller, and I can show you how you can use it. Okay. Okay. As I will have a long bird, by the time mine turns up, we'll get leaks to tide me over. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you with Alex you can have similar sounds, but you can do this. Okay, if there is no other question, I want to stop, even because we are almost 3 hours here, and I would like to thanks to everybody for your participation. You can visit, of course, the G66 website. Remember the G66 EU website, where you can find all information regarding the Fractal products, not only the amp simulator, but you can find also the pedal, EV series, and other accessories you can use. Remember the forum, remember the wiki Fractal, and also I remember you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm close to the 20,000 followers. Hope to be over this evening. I hope so, because they are very, very, very close. I don't know how much. No, still less than 20,000. Okay, 13. Only 13 followers to reach the 20,000. Okay, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because in the future I will have I will do other live stream like this. I can answer to your question, or we can go in deep to some tip or some request from you. Don't hesitate to write me. You can reach me on my website, marcofanton.it. Okay, this is my website, where you can find also some patches for FM3. Okay, there are some free preset where you can find on the G66 website. Okay, you can find here MF Marco Fanton preset here, and you can download directly the free preset that I created, but also I have other preset like I show you in my web page. Oh, sorry. Okay, turn on the mic. No, the mic is on. Il mic è acceso. Thank you so. Ok, no, pensavo di avere il microfono spento. No, è acceso almeno adesso. Ok, so thank you very much for your participation. Ciao. Thank you to Diego for his help. Thank you to the G66 guys from their support. Thank you Ettore, Vincenzo. Ciao Vincenzo. Corrado, Sigur, Dagbar. I don't read your name. It's a really complex name. Okay, thank you very much for your subscription. And I wait you for the next live stream. Sì, mi ricordo del prezzo di Luke. Okay, always great place and very useful lives. Keep on rocking. Thank you very much, Donato, Cafe Racer. Very well. So good night and see you again.